Put a finger down edition. We listen and we don't judge, y'all. Put a finger down if one day somebody inboxed you and says, hey, is this your baby daddy? And you say, yeah. And they say, oh, he died. And you say, what? He didn't die. I just talked to him. And they say, yes, he did. And they send you a screenshot of what is on one of the family members' pages. But because nobody reached out to you, you didn't know that he actually passed away 2 days prior to when you got that inbox. Now you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off because you don't understand why nobody reached out to you or said absolutely anything. So you get in contact with the family and you end up going to the viewing, and his mother ends up telling you that your son is going to have to be introduced to all of his siblings. And you're thinking that it's only the 3 siblings that your baby father told you about, only to go to the funeral the next day and find out not only did your baby daddy have more than 3 kids, he actually had a little over 11 children. He was also legally married, had a longtime girlfriend that lived out of state, and also nobody knew about each other until we were all under one roof in the same building looking at this man in a casket.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Chonie. I want to thank you for clicking on this video, y'all. Baby, I got all of our TikTok videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like stuff like this and you like doing a little real talk. Sometimes I'll hop in, hop out, but this a little quick lunch break thing. So if you're on your lunch or you need a little 15-minute laugh, go ahead, sit down and watch this real quick. Baby girl was cutting up.
Oh, baby, y'all is messy and I am here for it. Okay, so boom, y'all. It's funeral day, right? So I'm already upset because I'm like, man, my son was 6 at the time. I didn't really know how I was going to break it down to him that his dad passed away. That was his first funeral. So I was like, I don't know how he's going to be, da-da-da-da. Boom. So we get up to the funeral. It was me, my son, my sister, and my auntie. So boom, when we walking up to the funeral home, trying to figure out why everybody is sitting outside. So then I overhear in somebody else's conversation that it was an open casket, but he wasn't like shaved up. You know what I'm saying? How he didn't have his face all lined up and stuff. So the family was like, no, we're not letting him go out like that. The wife was like, I don't care. I'm ready to get this shit over with. I don't give a damn. So boom, I guess they all finally got to calm down, had somebody come out there, chop them up or whatever. So then they started letting us in, right? So while everybody's kind of going in and getting settled down, like getting ready for the funeral to actually start, I walk up to the wife and try to introduce myself because I did speak to her over the phone because I don't know if her daughter is the last daughter or how that is. I have no idea. But I did talk to her, so I did try to just have her put a face with my name. And I walked up to her like, hey, you know, my name is, you know what I mean? And I talked to you on the phone yesterday. And she looked at her mama and said, oh, this is one of the other baby mamas, and like shoot me off. So then my sister grabbed me and was like, you know what? Let's just go inside the funeral home. So we went inside the funeral home and my baby went up to the casket. I went up to the casket. And at this time, I'm still holding it in that my baby has all these siblings because I just found out like the day before he had all these siblings and all this new information that I had just found out. So my baby said he wanted to sit up there by his dad. He thought his dad was sleeping, so I allowed him to do that. So while me and my sister and my auntie is sitting in the back, and my son, my baby, falls asleep during the funeral. And I remember crying, and these people was coming in, like flowing into the funeral as, you know, everything gets started. So boom, me and my sister sitting in the back like, you know, and my sister looks at me and she said, you know, I tell you one thing, blase blah, I'm not going to say my baby daddy name, got a type. And as I looked up and looked at all the baby mamas, we all built the same. And I remember like laughing so hard and I started crying again. And I remember one of the baby mamas, she had a tissue and I will never forget. She had a tissue and she was patting her face. And I think maybe I was crying too loud and she like turned around and looked at me. So then I immediately stopped crying because I was like, oh, she must be one of the baby mamas. Okay, so boom, funeral was all right. We get done with it. And once we get done, babe, that's when the drama starts. The longtime girlfriend gets into it with the wife, all the other baby mamas. Then they came questioning me for trying to figure out where I came from, how old my baby was, how long I've been talking to him. And I'm like, we all have the same messages in our phone from this man. Nobody should be mad at anybody but him. But y'all know women. So it was just a lot of shit going on. As far as do we all keep in touch, I think my son talks to one of his siblings. He did keep in touch with some of the other ones, but I don't know what happened. He is old enough to have his own relationship with them. I do not force anything on him. That is all on them. But I do also have a video pinned on my page about the rest of your comments. So boom, I guess if y'all have any more questions, feel free to ask. I think I left off where I was saying like all the women were questioning each other, trying to figure out where everybody like basically added up in each other's lives, right? So once the wife and the longtime girlfriend start going at it, baby, it was time for me to pack it up. Yeah, yeah, it was time for me to pack it up because once they start throwing numbers out like, oh, I've been here X amount of years, oh, I've been here, you know what? Both of y'all wrong, because if y'all was who y'all was, my son wouldn't be. I digress. Let me get in my car. It's time to go. So boom, we went over to the grave site, and mind y'all, I just really want to put it out there. I really went for the sake of my kid. Now, I think I probably should have mentioned this a little earlier. Me and my baby daddy wasn't together. Okay. Did I think me and my baby daddy were soulmates? Absolutely. Our birthdays are a day apart. I think that if we would have had time to mature, we would have been together. If he could have stopped hoeing and I could have stopped hoeing. So yeah, I just want to, again, put that out there. We were not together. We were just doing like the typical baby daddy, baby mama stuff. Like, oh, I love you. Oh, I want my family back. Oh, I'm gonna get my life together so I can be with my family. I can build with you and da-da-da. So that's what I held on to when he died. I did not have like a relationship with a lot of them. When I went to the cemetery, I stuck like glue to one baby mama. And I think we still cool to this day. I don't want to say I think, we are. If I call her or she called me, I still call her baby mama. Our kids still talk. Like, yeah, me and her, we were thick as thieves. Now the rest of them, I only added them on Facebook at the time when I did have it. I could just feel. Y'all ever know y'all could just feel? Like, you know, you can just feel when a motherfucker don't like you. Like, I could just feel it. So I really kind of kept my distance in between the years. You know, I reached out to some of them sometimes. But once my son became old enough to keep in contact with his own siblings, I stopped. I haven't talked to any of them. I know that y'all ready for this like real long drawn out. I haven't talked to any of them. I think I gave it a good like 3.5, maybe 4 years of begging, pleading, and hoping, wishing, and praying that somebody was gonna come and get my baby and show him, you know, his dad's side of the family and all that shit. And nobody ever came, bitch. Okay, I am the only one that has had a super cape on. He graduates next year. I'm it, baby. So, and again, y'all, you know, if y'all want to know any more about it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I already have a pinned video, but just to catch y'all up, no, I'm not in contact with them. Absolutely, access is denied through me. If anybody wants to talk to my son, they are more than welcome. Open doors. I have not turned him against absolutely anybody. I want my baby to know all of his siblings. Does my son know he has so many siblings? Absolutely. What does he say about it? It doesn't really matter to him. He already has this thought process of who his dad was, and I am just not going to ruin that. I'm not going to ruin that. I'm not going to tell him any of the things that he does not want to know. So, yeah. Papa was a Rolling Stone, and wherever he laid his drawers was his home.
And like people really just be talking. Like when my baby daddy first passed away, they was. Y'all forgive me, I'm at work, but I'm really trying to figure out how the hell we all live in the same life. No tea, no shade, and we can do whatever y'all want to do about it. But my son's father passed away back in 2014. My baby was 6, and everybody was like, "Oh, we gonna be there. We gonna come get him. We gonna make sure he know his dad's side of the family." When I tell y'all, everybody lives in my city. Everybody. The granny, the granddad, the aunties, the uncles, the cousins, everybody. And my son hasn't seen his dad's side of the family since he was 6 at the funeral. And I used to like be that mom where I tried to force it. So I like added everybody to my social media, tried to keep everybody informed. Every time we took pictures, I would send pictures of my son and all of that shit, right? Until one day I got up and I saw that the grandmother, my son's dad's mom, ended up having an Easter egg hunt at her house, and they didn't invite my son. And they were always like, "Oh, we didn't have your number. We didn't." Y'all was in connection with me. Because every time I posted a picture of my son, y'all would share it and say my nephew, my brother, my something. Y'all knew where that baby was at. If you wanted him, you could have found him. So just a little advice for people who are going through this or who will go through this because, you know, we can't control death. Your child is never going to forget who wasn't there. Just make sure that you're not one of those people. My baby will be in 11th grade this year, and he tells me all the time that he thanks God, how hard I fought for him, and how much I've done over the years to make sure that we've maintained a good life. So fuck them people. Take care of your kids and stay out of the way. Your child will never forget it.
I don't know why her story tickled me so much, but baby, this is me telling a traumatic story, okay? I'm laughing and kikiing the whole time because that's the only way that you can get through some things sometimes. If you like her spirit and just who she showed up to be on camera, make sure y'all go follow her on TikTok. I got a couple more of her videos here if y'all just want a good little laugh. She funny as hell. I ain't gonna hold you. I'ma see y'all in my next video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
A motherfucker will help you lose your mind and then tell motherfuckers you crazy. Tell them what you did, bitch. Tell them why I'm delusional. And I don't know who told you different, baby, but you're not a resume and I'm not a job offer. I accept more than lies and vibes around this motherfucker. Come correct now. Or get the fuck on. All I can keep thinking about is how one day somebody is going to see me as the granny on the daddy side. And baby, nobody likes the granny on the daddy side, but I don't. What the fuck am I going to do? Now let me get this straight. You're already insulting my intelligence by coming over here when you already got a woman. But then you want to come over here and you ain't got no hush money either? The fuck you think this is? You know, there's not much that I really regret in life, but every single time I think about the way I gave up my 20s trying to be a wife. Oh, Lord, Lord.